Hello and welcome to the Data Hustler. Today I will show you 4 essential SQL problems you might face in Amazon's Business Analyst L3 role. I will explain each problem first, then pause so you can try to think through it yourself, and finally I will walk you through the query and the output. Let's dive in. So our first query for today is to find the top 3 customers by spend. So our problem statement here is we have an orders table with customer IDs and their purchase amounts. Our task is to find the top 3 customers who spend the most money overall. Take a moment and try to figure out how will you approach this query. So here is one way to approach this query. We will be selecting customer ID column and we will be finding the top total spend with an aggregate function of sum. We'll be summing the amount and we will be giving the alias as total spend and from our orders table, and we'll be grouping it based on customer ID, and we'll be sorting by total spending in descending order, so it will be sorted in descending order, and we'll be limiting it by 3 rows, so we will be getting the top 3 rows as the output. That was an easy one. Let's move to the second problem. So our second query here is to find the duplicate entries. This is one of the annoying problems a data analyst usually faces in his daily work. So let's look at the problem statement here. Here we have an audit log table with employee IDs and their tasks. So our challenge is to find any duplicate records where the same employee performed the same task more than once. So I want you to pause this video for a moment and see how would you approach this problem statement. I hope you are able to find one of the solutions for this query. How I would approach this one is we can select the employee ID and the task ID, counting the asterisk to find how many times the repetition is coming. And I'm taking this from audit log table, and I am grouping it by employee ID and task ID, and I am filtering. After grouping, I am using having, and based on this count, when this count is greater than 1, that means when the same employee ID and the task ID, when that combination is repeating more than once, those are the employee IDs I need to fetch out. So here in this case, this combination of employee ID 201 and task ID 501 is repeating more than once. So as a result of that, this query will fetch out the duplicate entries. I hope you are able to query it yourself. Moving on to the query number 3 for the day is to find the second highest salary. So our problem statement here is that we have an employee salary table and we have to find the second highest salary from that. And this one is an easy one. If you don't want a trick and if you can write the query yourself, please feel free to pause the video here and write the query yourself. Okay, for those who are finding it a little tricky, I will give you a trick. Here we can find the maximum salary. So here, with the help of select max of salary from this table, we will get the maximum salary, and then this can be written as an inner query, and the outer query we can filter based on a maximum salary which is less than this maximum salary. So this problem can be approached with the help of a subquery. So one way to query this problem statement is select max salary from employees. Once again, the max salary from the employees will give you 1 lakh. So our inner query will be returning salary as 1 lakh. Inside the outer query, what we are doing is selecting maximum salary from employees where salary less than 1 lakh. So when we write that, this row is eliminated and we are having 2 rows table, and out of these 2 rows the maximum salary is 90,000, and hence we get the output as maximum as 90,000. That was an easy one. Let's move to the final query of the day, and that is to find the running total by date. So our problem statement here is we have the sales data by order date. Our goal is to calculate a running total of sales amount day by day. So how would you write this query? So for the people who has no idea about running total is nothing but, here you can see that for the first day amount is 200, and for the second day amount is 300, and for the third day amount is 100. So running total will be like, for the first day running total will be 200, for the second day running total will be 200 plus 300, 500, and for the third day it will be 500 plus 100, it will be 600. So we had to create a new column here, and we had to give it just running total. Feel free to pause this video for a moment and try to query it out by yourself. If not, I'll be sharing you the query in a short. Kudos if you are able to figure out the query to this running total problem statement. If not, do not worry, let's learn it together. So we will be selecting order date, we'll be printing out order date, and we'll be printing out the running total. We have named the second column as running total, and we are fetching the data from the orders table. So this is our Windows function we are using to calculate the summing total. And if you know, this sum of amount here, it is an aggregate function, and order by order date, this is what makes it a Windows function. It tells SQL that don't group all rows together, instead go row by row in the order of order date, and for each row calculate the total so far. So it's like, for the first row just that rows amount, for second row first plus second rows amount, and for the third row first plus the second plus third rows amount. This is what we call a running total or a cumulative sum. So as running total, so this as running total, it will be like this, just renames the output column to running total, just giving an alias. So this is the key line here. This line adds up the sales amount row by row in or date order, giving a running total, perfect for tracking trends over time. So these problems cover core SQL concepts you must master for Amazon Business Analyst roles like grouping, filtering, subqueries, and Windows function. If you want more cheat sheets, interview prep, and real-world examples, subscribe to the Data Hustler. Let's keep grinding and hustling smart. See you next time. Until then, bye-bye.